my name is Rochelle Lentini, and I'm the CEO of Playas Foundation, which is a foundation for children who have chronic illness. And so some of the things that we do are provide social emotional supports for children who are dealing with chronic illness. However, in this time in our lives where everyone is kind of forced to stay at home because of the COVID-19 virus, I thought this would be a good opportunity to start doing some videos around social emotional supports for children. So just so folks know, my background is in special education, and for many years I worked on a project at our local university around social emotional development in young children and how to promote those skills, not only with just all young children, but also, and when I say young children, I mean children birth through 5, 6, 7. But I'm also referring to the fact that there may be some children who need some additional support. So those are children who might have some at-risk factors, or children who might have some sort of developmental delay or chronic illness in the case of the children that we work with through Playas Foundation. So I just want to give families little bites of information around how to prevent some challenging behavior that might be happening, especially during this time where you might be stressed as a parent. The siblings and your children who might have chronic illness may also be stressed. So I just want to talk a little bit about how can we prevent challenging behavior in young children and really help things go smoothly. So the whole idea is that we want to help children feel like they have the skills to communicate effectively and to express their emotions in a safe way, so that they're feeling loved and understood. So one of the things to do is to first think about the relationship you have with your child. Have you built in time with your child to have some interactions and to have some communication with them? And as simple as this may sound, it's sometimes really hard to do, either because you have a jam-packed schedule. Some of you might still be working at home. They may be some of your children may be taking online classes. Of course, you have your day-to-day things that you need to do, like, dinners, lunch, breakfast, taking the dog out and those kinds of things. And just cleaning, now extra cleaning because of what is occurring all around the world. So I wanted to talk about relationships and how to really think about making sure you're making that time to have those positive interactions. Just some things to think about. Relationships are really the foundation to everything you do. They impact how we communicate, they impact how we feel. It creates a sense of belonging and trust and togetherness. We also know that if your relationship is positive, it really endures time, and when times are stressful, you can pull on that relationship to try to move through whatever's going on. We also know that they build emotional connections. So if you have a positive relationship, of course, it builds positive interactions and connections. If your interactions might be negative or punitive, they're going to build those sorts of interactions too. So we really want to foster during this time a sense of safety, understanding, a positive tone. There's a lot of unpredictable things happening, so the more we can insert predictability for children, it will be helpful. We also know that if you have a relationship with your child where you actually sit down, interact, talk, play, have family time together, that creates those long-lasting memories that sustain throughout life. And so, of course, we want beautiful memories, and so why not invest in that early with your children? We also know that if children have positive relationships with their siblings and with their family and parents, they will more likely have better health. So health is definitely something that can be impacted. If you're more stressed or upset or angry or mad, that can affect how your health is. And so we want to promote healthy development, so we promote healthy interactions and positive interactions. We also know that if you have a positive relationship with your child and communicate well with your child, that actually will help ease those times when you need to have more difficult conversations or make more difficult choices, because you've kind of deposited that time into their emotional bank, if you'll say, and you can now withdraw from that and really use your positive interactions and relationships to have those harder conversations. Just to insert some ideas. So, like I said, my background is in early childhood, so a lot of the activities and ideas that come to my mind, of course, are for the younger children who are toddlers and preschoolers. But certainly many of these ideas can also be applied to older children, just at a higher developmental level. So I think one of the things that you can do to build your relationship and to really strengthen that foundation is to talk and share and interact. And while we may be a little hesitant to talk at this time, if you're upset or stressed or you possibly lost your job, I think we need to try to sit down and interact with our children to give them that sense of security. So having conversations, sitting and talking and sharing, and it doesn't have to be about emotions. It can be about what we see in our environment, what our dog is doing, what you go on a walk and talk about the things you see on your walk. So it can be very simple. You also should maybe talk about their strengths or the things that they do that make you happy and the things that you guys get excited doing as a family, and maybe reflecting on some of those times. Simply sitting down and reading a book together, sitting down as a family or sitting down as mom and child, or mom and child and maybe siblings. But reading is a wonderful way to build interactions and relationships. And actually, with very young children, even if they cannot read, they can point to pictures. They can comment on what they see, or you can comment if it's something in the story that they can relate to. Of course, playing. So I think the more fun and excitement and giggles and laughter you can insert in your child's day will actually help you too. So think about the play and the interactions that you are doing throughout the week. It can be simple floor time play, playing with little toys, blocks, cars, dolls, any kinds of little Legos, or anything that your child loves. It might be a train set, it might be a dollhouse. But sitting down and kind of following your child's lead, sitting down and imitating them. If they gravitate towards something, then you should join them in that. It might be that you put words on what they're doing. If they take a little horsey and they jump over a block, you can say, wow, your horsey jumped over the block. So you're simply just putting words on the actions that your child is doing. It might even be for some of your older kids or even elementary age kids, playing cards, playing a board game, doing a puzzle together. Even young kids love puzzles. So think about what can you pull out of your closet that you may have had for a while, or playing a game outside that doesn't take anything, like material-wise. So it might be that you're playing freeze tag or Simon Says, or any of those old traditional games we used to play as children. Those all build really wonderful relationships with your children. And then it could also be something like watching a movie or a TV show they really love. I think during this time, that's a really good distraction technique, and to really give them an opportunity to go to a different place. I mean, books do that for us, and so do movies and TV shows. And when my children were younger, we used to cuddle on the couch and all watch Bob the Builder. I don't know if that's even on anymore, but that's what I'm talking about. Not just putting the TV on for your child, but sitting down with them and watching it as a family. And then, of course, celebrating their accomplishments. I mean, we as adults love it if our supervisor noticed something that we do well. Of course, if someone points out something they like about you or they compliment you, that's all a motivation for you to do more. So we can use that to celebrate our children. We can let children know what they're doing that is really showing that they're strong, or we can let children know how proud we are of an action they did, or a kind act that they did for a friend or someone in the family. But all of those things build relationships with your children. So just wanted to throw out some of those ideas because, of course, I'm going to share some other ideas around how to build really strong connections socially and emotionally with your children, but also to help them follow directions and routines. And so that'll all be coming in the future. Thank you.